Welcome to Dave Talks Some More, the podcast at the intersection of humor and, Hey, I'm your host, Dave, and together we'll explore a riveting world of mundane topics with unparalleled indifference. So get ready for a riveting journey through, This is Dave Talks Some More.
Did you play something during this? I didn't have my headset in.
All right, far out, man. Thanks a lot for messing up the show intro. That's
We love
that.
it.
Yeah, I love that.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that and the way we ended last time. Thanks for after the show sending me all the pictures of the naked man with the giant. Yeah, go ahead and do your spit take. Thank you for that. That's really what I wanted to see popping up on my phone was some dude's giant unit.
Pull
That
it up,
was
Daniel.
yeah. Thanks a lot,
Mr. Wood.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Thanks a lot for that. And then somebody sent me the Coldplay version where that guy is standing behind the woman in the Coldplay video.
I sent that.
Was that you?
Yeah,
and her eyes are all bugged out.
She was standing in front of Mr. Wood like scared to death.
Thanks a lot.
Which honestly, someone sent that to me, and I thought, what a merger of two extreme viral memes. It was great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the look in her face, maybe it made me feel like maybe this thing was real.
She felt it. You didn't see it.
There you go. I just gonna leave that alone. Last time I talked to you, you were going to New Orleans, going to party, hang out with the boys. How'd it go? Did you have fun? Did you do anything?
I did not do anything down there. So I got there late. I didn't even leave Jackson until 6-ish. And so I got down there in the middle of a torrential rainstorm.
Oh, God.
So anyway, I didn't. And then I had to get right back on the road as soon as our mediation. I will tell you this, the mediator that we had in New Orleans, this federal magistrate, she was great. She said to all of us at the very beginning, we had like a 5-minute spill, and she goes, today's mediation is going to finish 3 ways. 1, we're going to settle. 2, we're going to run out of time because we're starting at 9 and we will finish promptly at 11:45, whether we have a mediation or not.
Well, I love it.
Or 3, it won't settle, at which point I'll tell you this case has no chance of settling and I will send you on your way so we don't waste anyone's time. And I was thinking,
there you go.
that is what I want to hear right there.
Go. Cut to the chase.
Yes. I mean, we're not playing. We're getting it done because, you've been in them. Mediations that last all day are the worst.
Yeah, and half the night, sure.
And just terrible.
Did you do any New Orleans type things in New Orleans? Surely you went to eat somewhere. You did something. It wasn't like just going to Tupelo.
No, I'll tell you exactly like my valet guy said to me.
Okay.
He said, he asked me what I was here for, and because it was like 9:30 or something. I said, I'm here tonight and I'm out as soon as my mediation's over in the morning. And he said, so you're here like you're robbing the store, in and out. And I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
well, that's too bad. I mean, you go to New Orleans, you got to do something.
Yeah. Well, I've been to New Orleans. I've been to New Orleans.
You've done it enough.
I've been there so many times. I mean, yes, I wanted to do stuff, and I did have a really good breakfast with my client at about 7 a.m.
Well, there you go.
Which was excellent. I had this great old chef prepare me a wonderful omelet right in front of me. It was excellent.
There you go. I've got to be in New Augusta at 9 in the morning. Beautiful downtown metropolis. So I've got to get out of town like it's 6:30.
Where is New Augusta? I know
exactly.
I've been there.
Exactly.
But I can't remember where it is.
Like you're going to Florida and you go through Loosedale. New Augusta is a town which definitely is not a speed trap. Even though the last time I went through it, there were three cars pulled over, presumably for speeding. But no, it is not a speed trap.
Speaking of speed traps, on Tuesday I had to go to Alexandria, Louisiana for a
That's a hike.
for a different mediation in another federal case. Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics. My mom fell at midnight, about midnight on Monday night, had to go to the hospital, and needless to say, I had about 2 hours of sleep. And then I had to leave at 6 a.m. to go to Alexandria. And so I texted a buddy of mine who is in Louisiana, and I said, one thing is very certain about Louisiana. They hate speeders. So I went, there's a couple different ways you can get to Alexandria if you've never been. You can go down to Natchez and cut over and go,
that's how I go
west, or you can go through Vicksburg, and you can either cut over just past Vicksburg, or you can go further down and still cut down. Right. Either way. So I go over, and I'm cutting through like you're going through Lake Bruin. Have you ever been to Lake Bruin?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Lake Bruin, for those that don't know, is out in the middle of the Louisiana Delta, and there is nothing there other than crops, and very flat. And so I'm
in a big old lake.
And of course, obviously, I mean, my whole entire ride, I was on the phone with family members, talking about my mom, doctors, whatever. And so I wasn't paying much attention. So I'm clicking along right through the middle of some little podunk town, and I had a buzz buster, and it never went off. And I saw two local, Smokies just sitting there in some parking lot. And next thing I know, both of them had pulled me over. And I felt.
Did each one of them write you a ticket?
No, hold on.
Because you were speeding on different segments of the highway.
There's a good story to this. So the woman, she approaches the car. The other guy's outside of his car, and she's approaching my car. She's on the radio. I can clearly see she's calling in my tag, and she is very hesitant to come to the window. Now, I don't know if it's because she's a young law enforcement officer or if she really is genuinely scared. I suspect maybe a little of both.
Was it the shotgun rack in the back of your pickup truck? You think that could have slowed her down?
I did not have, I'm a Second Amendment guy. I'm protected by Smith & Wesson on my pickup truck. Yeah. But she sees a pickup truck, whatever. I don't know. So she comes to my window, and I roll my window down. I'm on the phone with my sister who lives in North Carolina, and I'm begging her, I need you to come,
take care of mom.
Help mom. And so I look at the woman.
Also, I'm about to get beaten up by some Louisiana
I looked at the woman, and I just blurted it out. I said, I'm a lawyer. I said, I have federal court in Alexandria this morning, and I am late for court. And I said, and the reason that I am late for court is that my mom fell last night and injured herself. She's at the University Hospital in Jackson, Mississippi, and I've had about 2 hours of sleep. And she looked at me, and she handed me my license back, and she said, slow it down.
Wow.
And my sister was on, she's there, and she's like, you MFer. And she's like, how does that happen? You're so lucky. And I was like, I was just honest. And she felt compassion for me.
To everybody who's tuned in, you now know what the magic words are. To get it, you just need some sob story. And if you can deliver it with a little sincerity, this is Sean's guide to getting out of speeding tickets. That's genius.
So, I will tell you this. When I went back, do you know which way that I went? Through Natchez. I did not.
You didn't go back the same way?
No. I went through Natchez
because they know you. They love you there.
Because I wanted to get on 84, because if you've driven on 84, you can move pretty quickly through there.
Well, but now that you know the secret to getting out, hey, my mom's just fallen. I'm on my way to the hospital, trying to get back as fast as I can.
My mom is falling.
Oh my God, it's terrible. Yeah, that's gonna be my new Dodge.
Well, I have to have some good karma because it was actually true.
Well, yeah, so, you got to sell it.
Yes. Well, I was selling it because it was true. I wasn't lying to the officer.
But they don't know.
I didn't tell her. I mean, I did tell her, hey, I'm an officer too.
That would have gone well. Yeah. No, I've got to be in New Augusta, and I'm kind of planning out what my day is. And I was thinking, all the episodes of L.A. Law. You remember L.A. Law in the '80s?
Harry Hamlin.
I was at the age where I was an impressionable youth, and I thought that's what practicing law was going to. L.A. Law lied to me because I never saw people getting up at 6:30 in the morning to drive to New Augusta, Mississippi, to go cover a case. They were always having drinks at some really nice restaurant. And I'm like, the gas station blue plate is the Brown Derby of Summerall, Mississippi or something.
Yes.
This is nut. And they would all sit around and talk about their one case that they had. And then
which they were able to somehow settle in a day.
Yeah. Well, try in a day. Like they'd walk in and the jury's already picked. There's absolutely no trial preparation, except sometimes there'd be a 5-minute deposition, if that. Nobody ever sweated anything other than whether they were going to sleep with their client. That seemed to be the only ethical dilemma that they ran into over and over again.
Well, my lawyer show that was served as the basis for me wanting to be a lawyer was Law and Order.
Yeah,
which very not really the sexualized version of L.A. Law,
no,
but certainly a lot of the similar factors of practicing law is easy peasy, right? But actually, one of my law school professors, Judy Johnson, she used clips from that TV show in our criminal law procedure course because they actually will recite real case law and the rules of criminal procedure and discuss real legal issues on the show, which to their credit is, I don't think they do it so much with SVU, but in the original Law and Order they did. So
it's not like they show it on TV. That's all I can tell you.
No.
Not even close. A lot of interesting things happen. I figured you were going to have a hard time getting here today. We're taping a little early, 5:00 on Sunday afternoon. I figured you'd be glued to the TV watching the Tour de France or something.
They finished early today, and as
They
a matter of
finished
fact,
early.
they did something that they are in France, so they are ahead of us.
Well, but I figured it was being broadcast here on tape delay. I watched 0 minutes of it.
No, it was actually broadcast live today.
Okay.
But because they finished the award ceremony, they're always trying to finish the award ceremony before the lights go down on the Champs-Élysées. But yes, they did something that they've never done before in the Tour de France today. So in 1975, 50 years ago, was the first time that the Tour de France had ever finished on the Champs-Élysées. And they've been doing it the same way for the last 50 years. Well, actually 49 years, because this year they did something that they've never done before. Did you watch the Olympics?
No.
Okay, that were in Paris. So
yeah. I mean, I watched the opening ceremony. I watched a few of the.
So they had a route.
Very weird opening ceremony.
They had the bike race, the gold medal bike race for the men and the women. They used a course that was designed that was on the Champs-Élysées but there was an actual climb through a very hilly portion of Paris through these cobbled little small streets. And it's not a huge category climb, but it is a category climb in terms of how the elevation that they had to climb. And so they decided to have 3 laps through this Olympic race course that they had last year. And they were not going to have the typical 8 laps around the Champs-Élysées where it's just nothing but the peloton and a huge sprint finish.
Right.
So for the last 49 years, the people that won the 21st stage of the 21 stage race were always sprinters. And so today there was an actual chance that, someone other than a sprinter could win the race. And they decided, because there was going to be really bad weather today and it was raining during the race, that they were going to stop all of the time calculations for the general classification. So in essence, the yellow jersey was determined after yesterday's finish. And so today, basically the only thing that you could race for was today's,
just to win today's thing,
win today's stage. And so as we're getting ready to begin the whole peloton, as they were getting ready to begin the very first climb, the yellow jersey wearer Tadej Pogačar decided to sprint up the climb, and a group of them went with him. And then they came back around for the second time, and he sprinted it up again. And so then there was finally just 6 bikers, which he was a part of. And then the rain really started to come down, and so they're racing as fast as they can over slick, wet streets, and it was very dramatic.
And they all have long wrenches, and they're trying to stick it in the other guy's spokes.
A Belgian cyclist who was really, really good. He actually, I think, won the gold medal last year in Paris. So he had raced this course before. He actually beat out Tadej Pogačar and won today's stage, but Tadej won the yellow jersey and the polka dot jersey today. So it was a very different race than had ever been raced before. It was great. It was a great tour if you're a cyclist fan, which I am.
I knew I had to bring it up. I was more interested in following X in the T-App leak, which has been cracking me up all week. Did you follow this? Okay, this is a story that opened and closed in less than a week, and it's really funny.
What is a T-App?
The most popular new app that was created, birthed, huge popularity, died, dead app, all within a week. And what the app was is the T.
Danny, do you know about this?
And what you do if you are
is this tea like as in gossip tea?
Yeah, and the gossip tea is you're a disgruntled woman and you want to spill the tea about some guy that you went out on a date with or you're in a relationship with, and you just want to talk crap about him. You go on the T app, and it was #1 app in the world. And so you've got all these women that are signing up on the #1 app in the world. Yeah, and they are just a bazillion stories
what
about,
country owns it?
U.S. Sean Guy did this, and this other one did that.
Hey
and
now.
So, yeah, hey now. And just all these people are spilling the tea, having a great time. #1 app. Until there's a data breach. And to get the app, you have to sign up and provide your personal information. So you thought you were talking anonymously about, what a terrible date Sean is. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's all public, your profile picture, your name, all of it, everything that you said. And so in between the lawsuits for losing your data privacy issues and the defamation, it's just been a glorious instantaneous
has it actually shut
meltdown.
Down?
I think it's still up, but who in God's name is going to sign up for it now?
Well, that's like
that's
like what's the cheating app that everybody got busted on?
Ashley Madison.
Yeah, they were actually talking to pretty much bots. But after all of your information was leaked to the whole world, people pretty much quit using Ashley Madison.
Pretty much. The while the T app still had not blown up everybody's privacy, while it was still #1, the fellas got together and they created their own app for the men to talk bad about women.
Well, it couldn't be called the T app.
It could be called the T app. This is the best name for an app I've ever heard.
The V app?
The box score. which I won't explain it.
No, it's
but
still number one.
is-
Dating advice.
Box score or T-app?
No, T-app.
T-app is still number one. Wow.
You know what?
Like,
You know the Box app. I think the Box app will not be successful, and here's why. Because I think most guys subscribe to the motto that was on my baseball cap that I was telling you about pre-show.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't confuse me with someone who gives a shit.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't need to hear about. I mean, don't get
I'm
me
just
wrong.
not. I'm not getting on an app to talk about some girl.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always here for a crazy ex-girlfriend story, and that's great. But I can't imagine wasting my time getting on an app so that I can hear about Jane in Paducah, Kentucky. Yeah, I just don't need it. But that really cracked me up. The other thing that gained a lot of traction that was kind of similar, I thought was really fun, was the video of the lady who is in an airport, and she's, you know, kind of doing one of these walking selfies where she's talking and shooting a picture of herself. And she says, well, we're on my husband and I, we're on a trip to Rome. This is our Save the Marriage trip. This is it. This is our, you know, we're going to try to rekindle it. If this doesn't work, this is it. And the funny part of it is she says, and there's my husband, and he's walking like 30 yards ahead of her, totally oblivious. And it's the beginning of their Save the Marriage trip to Rome. And the comment section was just basically, I don't think you even need to get on the flight, honey. I think that's over. When the husband is walking 30 yards ahead of his wife and widening the gap, gaining distance, just for no good reason other than just he's basically mentally already on his own. It was really funny to just watch him getting further. And by the time the video ends, can't even see him anymore. He's just gone. It was hilarious. So
Red flags.
red flag, bad Save the Marriage trip. Anyway, we talked last week about going to see F1, and one of us went to see F1, and you were going to go see it last week. What did you think?
Look,
No, don't.
I had the week from hell.
didn't see-
Obviously,
okay.
I was out of town twice. My mom was in the hospital. I've had a Friday night. I was telling my wife. I said, literally, I haven't been in trial all week, but I feel like I've been in trial for 5 straight days.
It's a horrible feeling.
It is a horrible feeling. You're not just exhausted physically; you're exhausted in every shape, fashion, and form. I mean, it just drains everything. I told Sarah, I was like, tomorrow, I said, just telling you right now, don't ask me to do a single thing. I said, tomorrow is a me day.
Yeah.
Of course, I get a text about 10 o'clock. Hey, can you do A, B, and C? I was like, and of course, yes.
You're going on the Save the Marriage trip, Sean.
I said yes, and I did. And anyway, we had a big surprise birthday party for my father-in-law.
Oh, nice.
Saturday night.
Where'd y'all have it?
At the country club.
Okay.
And the surprise was successfully pulled off. It was his 80th birthday on his 78th birthday, because one of Joe's residents, or two of Joe's residents from 35 years ago, Joe was a urologist, retired, but two of his residents from 35 years ago threw the party. And one of them, a number of years back, they entered into a bet with my father-in-law for $1 million that Joe would not live to 80.
Yeah.
And so,
As far as they're concerned, he's 78.
well, so they essentially they decided that he's looking pretty good at 78, and they're going to lose the bet. And so they threw the big party, and they gave him a big fake check dated in 2 years down the road for when he actually does turn 80.
Well, I like how they made it a surprise party just in case he might have heart issues. I mean,
well, I
this is
told
an
him,
underhanded way to win the
I
bet.
said, look, I said, Wiley, I said, if Joe has a heart attack when he walks in,
There you go.
I said, you're not going to win your bet legally because you contributed to his death.
Okay.
And so
I'm
anyway.
glad I'm not the only dark soul that came up with that idea. That's
Yeah.
good.
Now, I mean, Joe's wife, my mother-in-law, and Sarah, and some of the others in the family, they were convinced that Joe was just going to be so mad. I was like, man, he's going to be fine. The bourbon's going to be flowing, and he's going to be having a grand old time, which thankfully he was. It was a great night ball. We had wonderful food and cake, and it was great fun.
Well, hate that you didn't get a chance to go see the F1 movie. You got it. If you're going to see it, you got to see it in the theater. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I plan to go. I'm going to try and go this week. I also want to go see the new Marvel movie because I heard it was good. The Fantastic Four. Have you seen it, Danny?
I have.
You're not a
seen
Marvel
that
guy.
is out. Well, I'm not a superhero movie guy. Although, yesterday I went to see the Superman movie because I promised I was going to go see it, and so I did.
Oh, do tell.
Wow.
Give me a rating from the beginning, and then you can give the
well,
out of 10.
I've got such a bad history in this room of being Mr. Negative. I'm a little worried about this
because you're going to be positive.
Because I turned out liking the F1. I realized I liked the F1 movie a whole lot more than I thought I did after watching the Superman movie. But for the fact that I figured I'd probably be talking about it now on
With
Sunday
me,
afternoon, I would have walked out after about 15 or 20 minutes.
Well,
But I didn't, and I stuck it out. So to answer your question, I've got, kind of like with the F1 movie, I've got two numbers. In the F1 movie, I said the race sequences, maybe 9 out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10. They were really great because I saw it in the theater and loved it. The rest of the movie,
you gave it about a 5 out of 10.
Not so much. Okay, so those are my two numbers for that. For the Superman movie, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Two numbers. And it all depends on, do you like superhero movies? And I realized that was a fair observation. If you don't like superhero movies, and I realize I don't, you're going to want to walk out after 15 minutes because no character development.
I'm proud of you for sticking it in.
Yeah, character development.
How much character development do you have to have
in
for
a
Superman?
superhero movie? Well, that's the point. That's the point precisely, is you're not going there for plot. You're not going there for.
But I mean, everybody knows where Superman came from.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Well, funny you should say that.
Planet Krypton.
Funny you should say that, because all the other Superman movies that I've seen going back to, I guess it was Christopher Reeve did the first one back in the
70s.
Gosh, was it in the 70s?
Yes.
With
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando
was his father. He got I think he got, he got $1 million, which in the 70s was a big deal.
Yeah.
He got $1 million for 6 minutes of film.
Yeah. I mean, he did almost nothing in that movie and looked nothing like Superman's, but that's fine, whatever.
Genetically, he didn't look like Superman.
Genetically looked, I mean, but, whatever. What he looked like was Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now.
Well,
even worse.
Well, I mean, they were, from a physical standpoint, they were shot around the same time. So yes, he was Colonel Kurtz with a little hair.
Yeah, it was. They didn't even bother with the how did Superman come to Earth. I mean, it was just, the movie begins assuming, look, we don't have to do the backstory again. It's kind of like, with Batman now.
Well, I mean, did Lois already know who he was?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's dumb.
Well, it's like in Batman, we don't have to show Bruce Wayne's parents being killed in the alley. We got it. I mean, let's just move on from that.
All right.
And Superman was kind of the same thing. We don't need to see that, that he gets a job at the
Daily Planet.
The Daily Planet. We don't need all that.
And Metropolis.
Yeah, we don't need that. Let's just get on with it.
I know my Superman shit now.
It's a good way, very accurate way of putting it.
Yeah.
I was really, really surprised at how much I didn't like the movie, because I'd looked at the critical reviews.
No, hold on, real quick. Was Nicholas Hoult, was he great as Lex Luthor?
He was probably the worst character in the whole thing. He did not. No, he looked like an arrogant Wall Street trader. And at the end of the movie,
because I do like him.
I do too. But this
did
movie
you ever see him
wasn't
in Mad
best for
Max
him.
Fury Road?
Yes,
He was great in that movie.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was a great movie. I don't care what you say.
That was funny you say that. That was one of those movies where if you're into that kind of chaotic, frenetic, everything is visual type movie, you will absolutely love it.
Well, George Miller is an exceptional filmmaker and a storyteller.
Well, I really enjoyed that movie, but I thought anybody who's looking for plot and character development is going to be really disappointed. It's kind of like Blade Runner 2. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, absolutely.
Very visual, but
which I did not like as much as Blade Runner 1.
Nobody did. But
I mean, I love the actors, and but yeah. Anyway, back to Superman. So,
yeah,
what's the other rating?
Yeah, the other rating is if you really like superhero movies. I mean, I'm looking at the critics' ratings, and they're all in the 80s at least, and some of them are calling it a home run.
Well, they're rating it as a
superhero
genre
movie.
Yeah, right.
Well, and that's what I came to realize is you come to the movie and your expectations are basically, I want to see an action movie, and it just happens to have superheroes. And if that's how you come to the movie, you're getting very much what you came there to see. So it delivered.
So let's ask the question: was there a political
storyline? I heard that it was political and that it was anti-Israel.
But you didn't get that sense.
I saw what they were talking about, and my take was, you guys are trying to find something to complain about.
Okay, so it wasn't like watching Stephen Colbert on the Late Show.
No, nothing like that.
Okay, good.
Now, the whole part with the Middle Eastern conflict, as narrative goes, why was that it? When you see it, I think you'll come back and you'll say, Dave, I agree. That didn't even need to be in there. It was just kind of weird. And as with F1, I thought, but it could have been written with a plot, and I don't know why you don't want to have a plot, because I've not watched a lot of these superhero movies, but they all pretty much have the same plot, which is, you want to take a shot at a superhero movie plot, or you want me to do it?
Well, I mean, I'll let you do it.
They all start with, some big cataclysmic event, and then our hero has probably got to get the band back together, or he's got to
at some point the superhero is challenged, and
and then he's challenged.
His ability to save the world is at risk.
Yeah, and somewhere
got to create the drama.
Act 2 of the movie is he tries to resolve it his way, but he gets his butt kicked. And the end of Act 2 is always like the training montage. Like, okay, now I'm going to do what the old master told me that I had to do. Who was Batman's butler? I have to do what he told me to do.
Well, you had to do, like in Rocky, when he finally had to.
I got to do the training montage, and then in Act 3,
getting stronger.
Right. So and it was that, but it had a lot of side trips with characters that were you could have made the exact same movie without the characters, and it would have been a tighter movie. So I whatever.
Well, you know what else came out this weekend?
No.
Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh God, wow.
So my one of my sons sent a text in the family text thread, was like, I wasted 2 hours of my life watching a movie that was absolutely horrible. And you know what my response was? I said, bro, well, first of all, you went to see an Adam Sandler movie, and
You deserve everything you get.
And
when
I
you go
said,
see him.
Adam Sandler has not made a quality or funny movie in 20 years. I mean, the original Happy Gilmore was funny, and some of Adam's early movies were funny. He even had a little love story movie that he did that was pretty good. And recently,
The Wedding Singer?
No. I forget the name of the movie. And then he recently did that movie where he was the jeweler.
And The Gambling Guy. That was a good movie.
That was a great movie. Okay. But in terms of his comedic movies, he has not made a good comedy in 20 years.
Why
No
do you
question.
think that is, Sean? Could it be that he's not funny?
I don't know if it's just that he's not funny.
Have you ever found him to be funny?
Yeah, I have.
Really? I never have.
I mean, the original Happy Gilmore was good. And he had a movie. What was the name of that movie with the kid and the hockey? I can't remember what it was, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, he's done some decent movies. And he was great in 50 First Dates with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
I
and it was a
give him points for
comedy.
that. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, and the thing about a comedy is, and I think this is where people, and I don't know if this is a studio decision. I mean, it has to be, but there's this notion when you're making a comedy nowadays that you have to have some completely over the top
premise.
Well, no, like disgusting event, like, for example, in Bridesmaids, which was a great comedic movie. Okay. Do we really need to see them all with diarrhea taking a shit in the sink? I mean, to me,
You
no.
live without that?
We could have done without that scene. I mean, I'm going to throw up 5 gallons of vomit on somebody. It's like, okay, come on. I mean, you don't need all of that to be funny. And 50 First Dates is a prime example of that. You had a funny little movie that didn't have all that nonsense. So anyway, whatever. I will not be going to see Happy Gilmore 2. I would not have been going to see it even before I heard it was bad. But I went on Twitter afterwards, or X, and there's some scathing tweets out there about Happy Gilmore 2.
Are they killing it already?
Yeah, they're killing it.
How long has it been out?
It came out this weekend.
This weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. It's the internet wastes no time.
No, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Now, supposedly there's a lot of, famous cameo roles in there. And, that's what I'm saying. I think the studio gets involved and they're like, oh, we're going to put all these cameos in here and that's going to really help sell the movie. And
Which it sometimes does. Sometimes it's fun to see a cameo.
Sometimes it was, yes. But like that worked in the movie The Player with Tim Robbins.
Oh, that's all it was cameos.
And it was awesome. Of course, the movie had great plot, great writing,
great character development.
I mean, it was shot beautifully. I mean, it was well done on every.
It opens with that really long tracking shot. That's like, God, how long does it go? It's like 7 minutes where the scene never cuts and it's just one camera moving from the parking lot and it tracks into
the single shot
into a sound but it always stays on the camera.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a single shot.
It's a single shot and it goes all the way into the sound stage, and then it goes into the offices, the corporate offices.
I thought it was Robert Altman's best movie he's ever made.
Oh, it's it's up there.
Yeah, it's great. No doubt about it.
I've got all kinds of movie notes, but I'm going to hold on to them. We'll hold that for next week, and maybe this week will be your big movie week. Get the popcorn, and we'll regroup next Sunday.
Now, there is a movie that is now out on Peacock that I intend to watch this week in my movie theater at home is The Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson's new movie.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I love his movies.
Yeah, I do too.
You either like them or you don't.
I love them.
I mean, you know, he's got a quirky sense of humor. He's got
a
very
quirky style. He had that short movie, like a 20-minute movie that was on Netflix a couple of months ago.
Now, look,
I cannot remember the name.
I mean, the actors, they beg to be in his movies.
That's right.
And and pretty much I have to say, all the actors that are in his movies, they kill it. I mean, they really do.
Mm-hmm.
Because the truth of the matter is, and the reason they want to be in his movies, kind of like with a Tarantino movie, they trust that the director
he knows what he's going to do.
Know what the hell he's doing, and he's going to do a great movie, and he delivers. And so, anyway, I love his movies.
Although there are people who can't stand his movies.
Oh, I know, because it's, you know, it's like, you know, but I mean, he's got some of his.
I think I went with my daughter to go see Grand Budapest Hotel.
I loved
it. And
I loved Grand
like,
Budapest.
She was like, what is this? This is just too weird.
That's
so
probably one of my
great.
favorite ones that he did. Yeah. So good. Anyway,
my algorithm is feeding me all kinds of college football highlights like constantly, and it's under the impression that I like college football highlights probably because I watch all of them, every single one of them, and then I go to the content provider page.
Is LSU sending clips every day?
LSU is sending clips every day.
Yeah, Ole Miss does this too.
I was accidentally watching another one of the LSU hype videos while I was drinking coffee with Bonnie. I'm like, I don't want her to catch me watching an LSU hype video. That's just too. I don't even know what that is.
Well, because she'd look at you and go, seriously?
Seriously? Yeah. Well, and especially because I've got the LSU Ole Miss game at Oxford in September, and I'm already feeling kind of the pressure of
yes,
that,
by
of
the
that
way,
game already.
My you know, we don't have our place up there anymore, and I'm if my wife is listening, which I doubt she is, she's been promising me all week that she was going to secure our place for the weekend, and she hasn't done that.
Get your checkbook out.
Well, I know, but anyway, we've got some friends that are coming into town, and you know they've never been to an SEC game.
Oh my God, that will be the game of the year.
And of course, Sarah was like, "So you've never been to an SEC game, and you know." You have no idea what you're getting into. And I was like, oh, this is going
to be great.
I was like, it's going to be hot as you know what.
Yeah.
But you can't ask for a better atmosphere.
Can't ask for it.
No.
You may remember right before Christmas, I talked about the perfect quirky little $5 gift to give somebody, which is get your friend some parlay long shot betting ticket. Preferably something that will take a long time to find out whether it hits or not. Like right at the beginning of baseball season, get a ticket for who's going to win the World Series because you got 7 months, and they can, even if they're not a baseball fan,
they're going to lose the ticket.
Yeah, every now and then they'll check in to see how the team's doing.
But they're going to lose the ticket.
Well, that's not on you though. And
that's like giving a gift card. I gave a gift card to a buddy of mine one time, and he was like, "This is the worst effing gift you could have ever given me." And I was like, "Wow!" And he's like, "I will never. This will be lost tomorrow."
Well, but that's on them. They can't blame you for that.
True.
So yeah, now is the time to get your friend that special gift that's tied to what better than SEC football. I looked this up. I think this would be intriguing. If you placed $100 bet, I went down the roster of all the SEC teams in $100 bet to win the national championship. Put down $100, for example, LSU. If you put down $100, LSU wins the national championship.
Did you put it down on LSU?
No, I haven't done this yet. I just looked up the odds. What you get back is $1,500. Yeah, you put $100 down on Ole Miss to win the national championship.
They're about the same, aren't they?
And you get $2,500.
Oh, so it's a little.
It's not 20. That's a what 25 to 1. LSU's 15 to 1.
Well, I saw one that had odds. Ole Miss and LSU were like, I think they were like one was 16 and the other one was 15, or one was 15 and one was 14.
Yeah, the one that I looked up had Ole Miss all the way up to 25 to 1. So that'd be the one you want to. That's a bigger return, so you want to put it on that. Texas had the highest probability. Put down 100, and all you get back is 550.
Georgia's right after them.
Yeah, Georgia's put down 100.
I think Alabama's like fourth.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go through it. Assume $100 bet. How much do you get back? Texas 550, Georgia 700, Alabama 1,000.
Okay, well,
So
the
that's
list I
10 to
saw
1.
they were fourth on the list. Who do they have it for?
Well, I'll just go through the list.
Texas A&M.
LSU is 15. LSU's 1,500.
Oh, that's all the teams. Florida's up there.
Bama, or I should say, Alabama's 1,000. A&M, you get 2,000. South Carolina and Tennessee, you get 4,000. Oklahoma 5,000. Florida and Auburn 6,000. Missouri.
I am not buying Florida or Auburn.
Well, you know, it's funny. They both, in a way, I'm going to say in a way, both of them finished 5-7 last year. But what actually happened was Florida finished the season 5-5, and they had 2 home games, one against LSU, one against Ole Miss. So they're going to lose both of those games and finish 5-7, right? No, wrong. They won both of those games.
I know.
I mean, it was just agony. By the way, I was looking up what everybody's home record was last year, and Grok said that Ole Miss finished the season 9-3, and I said, "Okay, Grok, tell me who the what the 3 losses were." And it said Kentucky, Kentucky, LSU, and Georgia. And I said, "Whoa, wait a minute, Grok. Are you sure about that?"
It was Florida.
And Grok apologized and said, "I got it wrong." But it was kind of one of those. You always hear when you use AI, you get these. What's the term where it just gives you false information, but it's absolutely positive that it's right.
Sure.
And I said, I'm positive
that you're wrong.
I'm positive Ole Miss lost to Florida.
Well, I think we've talked about it in the past. You know, there's been these notifications that go out like by bar associations that are like, "Hey, attorneys, using AI to do your research.
Better be careful.
You better double check your sites."
Yeah. So then I went back because I couldn't remember. Texas only lost 1 game last year, and I was like, I cannot remember who they lost to. Do you remember? 1 loss. This is all regular season only. They lost to Georgia.
Yeah, I was going to say they lost to Georgia
in Austin, and then I remember Georgia just beat the snot out of them.
That was early in the season.
Otherwise, Texas was undefeated. So, anyway,
I think they got better as the year went on.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I mean, generally, I think they did.
Missouri put up $100, you get 8,000 back. Vanderbilt, you get 25,000.
Vanderbilt's ahead of State.
25,000 back. Arkansas and Kentucky.
Show Killer is listening right now, cussing me.
God, Arkansas and Kentucky put up a $100 bet. What the hell? On Arkansas, $100 bet to win the college football national championship. $100 would get you $50,000 if they pull the miracle.
State is behind them.
But State's
last.
DFL, Mississippi State, with the sterling record of 2-10 last year.
Don't tell me it'd be $100,000.
$100,000 if you are willing to put up a $100 bet.
Who is that? Who is that rather large redneck that was always ringing his cowbell on Twitter, videos,
yeah, they've always
YouTube?
got some.
What was that guy's
Junior
name?
Samples. Dummy, I don't know.
That would be the guy that bets. Rose Bowl would bet. You know who that is?
Yeah, I remember you telling me about
Rose Bowl would 100% bet.
$100.
I put $50. I'm gonna make me $50,000.
It's But if you're thinking about what's a nice present for somebody, I don't know if you want to spend $100 on the present, but you know, a $20 bet on state gets you 20 grand. I would like to think somebody would keep up with that ticket until they play Toledo and get blown out or whatever, you know, whatever it is. That was, you know, I have to say this.
I don't know if the mic can pick me up, pick up my laughing over here.
Oh, you're dying. Well, you know, don't forget, the night that State got blown out by Toledo is the day that LSU, quote unquote, beat South Carolina on the jankiest penalty you ever. I mean, LSU lost that game.
Oh, I remember that. I remember
bad.
that.
And then
that was up there. That was up there
in South Carolina. We got some janky call on roughing the quarterback that we wound up pulling that game out of.
You know, I went to the game last year up there, and
yeah, you did. I remember you did that.
We had a great experience up there. I mean, obviously, when you win it on the road, it makes it a lot better. But I mean, hell, I've been to Auburn and lost at Auburn, and I had a great experience. So, but definitely want to win on the road.
So we got a few minutes left, and since we're talking college football, we'll kind of finish it there. Lots of new rules and things and whatnot to go through, and we're going to have to go quick because we got somebody who's taping behind us. You remember the championship now? They've got this 12-team playoff stupidity.
We're still doing 12
doing 12 teams, but we're moving to straight seeding, which means winning your conference championship means nothing. Like last year, the top 4 teams that got the bye, you had to be a conference championship. We're over that already. And so whoever the top 12 teams are, you know.
So if you got if you got a Texas and a Georgia, one wins the thing, but they're both in the top 4.
Yeah, this SEC championship just became a
precursor to the
it's
top
a meaningless
4
game other than the seeding in the playoff. You don't get a bye. Okay, so that's number one.
Well, no, you still get a bye, but you don't.
You don't get a bye because you won a conference championship.
Bingo.
You got a bye because you were in the top 4.
Yes,
in the ranking.
That's right.
Number 2, the Ole Miss rule. Injury timeouts, aka flopping. Which shall we call it the Lane Kiffin rule or the Ole Miss rule? Either applies.
Well, Lane Kiffin would say, you can name it after me because I intentionally did this because you wouldn't change the rule.
Yeah, we've given you hell about that.
Yes, you have.
If medical personnel enter the field to evaluate a player after the ball is spotted for the next play, that's the thing you need to keep your eye on. If a play's over, a referee always picks up the ball and spots it. Once he does that, if you flop after that, that's a timeout. If you flop, so you got to get your flopping in pretty damn quick because they're rather good about spotting the ball pretty quick because that's what starts the play clock.
Well, you know what Ole Miss is excellent at?
Cheating, sure.
No.
Ole
Miss literally sprints the ball to the spot and hands it to the ref.
Yeah.
Because they want to run the play.
So if you flop before they spot the ball, you're fine. No penalty. Otherwise, if you flop after it is a timeout. And once you run out of timeouts, they start tacking on 5-yard delay of game penalties. Okay. So that is that's the Ole Miss rule. All right, number 3. Remember that the way that this is about overtime. And remember what the rule has been on overtimes, which is the first overtime they spot.
What is the T signal or the I signal?
Well, I'm getting to it, Sean.
Okay, I'm looking at the rule.
Okay, so I'll just let you read.
No,
that
go ahead. I'm
thing.
sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
You got okay. Here's the way that overtime normally works: is each team has the ball on 25-yard line. You need 10 yards to get a first down. If you score a touchdown, you can kick the extra point, or you can go for 2. In the second overtime, score a touchdown, you have to go for 2. Third overtime and thereafter, you just have to run a 2-point. You get one play, absolutely one play.
Just two-point conversion.
And it's a 2-point conversion, and you just have 2-point conversions all the way until somebody makes it and the other guy doesn't.
So play.
Yeah. But the other change to the overtime rule is they're going to stop having commercials after the second overtime. And so it's, if the third overtime doesn't settle the game, go straight to the fourth overtime, go straight to the fifth overtime, and there will be no more commercials. We're going to keep it on the game until the game is resolved. Okay, the T signal that you were talking about, you remember how the NFL has changed their kickoff rules to this weird, inexplicable, maybe they're kicking off, but, they have to kick it off within a zone and whatever. We're not doing that in college football. But what there had been prior to this rule change is the T signal that you were asking about. And what happens, you remember somebody fair catches the ball, their arm has to go above, or their hand has to go above their shoulder, and that's a fair catch signal. But another signal that players will have during the kickoff is they'll have a T, which is you stick your arms straight out away from your shoulders, make a T. And what that means is this is a non-return. We're not returning it. So don't hit anybody. Don't get injured. Not a return. And that
well, you know why that rule came out.
I assume because guys were just getting blown up.
Well, no. Well, I saw it happen a couple of times last year. So they were doing their hands across like this, but they weren't getting their hands above their head.
Right.
And the argument was he's waving the ball off. He's just not elevating his hands enough.
Yeah, and what happened? That's
100% what that's about.
Yeah. Well, the other thing was but as far as the reason this rule got implemented, I have to tell you what the rule is, which is if you make anything like that signal, that's it. Plays over, and it is as if it was a fair catch, because infamously in the South Carolina-Illinois bowl game, a guy was making a T signal, but the team had agreed beforehand, we're still going to run the return. And so Illinois was like, okay, well, I guess there's not going to be a return. And South Carolina said, I didn't make a fair catch. And so they ran it back for a touchdown, and Illinois was furious about it.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't just the game. The game I saw where that issue happened was not that game, but that was a pretty common. It was like you're kind of half-ass making it.
Yeah.
And if you catch it and think you might have a chance to run, then you just run.
Yeah.
And then
the
you go.
defenders didn't know, I don't want to get penalized 15 yards for blowing a guy up, but I don't want the guy running for a touchdown.
Well, and so when the team comes down to defend the kick and they see someone do this, what do? They ease up. And so you're faking out the team that just kicked the ball and hoping that you can create a lane, and then you're looking for a favorable ruling from an ump.
So they fixed that. Another one is
a ref.
They have, you're familiar with the idea of false starts for an offensive line. They've basically created false starts for the defensive line. So if the defensive line kind of jumps, or, they'll have the thing where all three linemen hop over to the left or hop over to the right, but they don't go across the line of scrimmage. That can cause a false start, and what they will call is a false start on the defense. They're not calling it a false start. They're calling it delay of game, but I don't know why they don't call it a false start.
They used to have a rule like that, which was that if you do anything to essentially entice the offensive lineman, to move, then you got a flag. Well, they took that rule away. I can't remember how many years ago it was, and basically just said the defense can do whatever the hell they want, and you as the lineman, you better keep your butt still.
You just got to hold your water.
Well, so now they're going back to a more fair.
There are a few more rules, but the last one that I think will matter to people, and this one I don't think will matter to people, is on replay review, where they're, somebody challenges, all they're going to say is the replay is upheld or it's overturned. They're not going into the confirmed or it stands, where one of them meant, hey, probably we got it wrong, but there's not enough visual evidence to say we're wrong. So we're just going to say the play stands as opposed to
that rule is
confirmed.
not for any team. That rule is for one person or one entity only. And that's
that would be the officials.
Well, that would be the officials and the conference.
Yeah. Yeah, so that they don't have to deal with the fallout of that. So anyway, that's the rule changes.
That's probably an Alabama rule.
They're all Alabama rules. That's the only team that truly needs rules. Just don't get me started on that. I will be hating Alabama. I'll be here to hate on Alabama starting next week in August, all the way through college football playoffs.
Speaking of Alabama, have you seen some of this discussion about the possibility of Nick Saban coming back?
Yeah, have I seen the fantasy of people that are dreaming?
I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen
I've heard
legitimate people that are in the sports world that have been saying that he has a desire to come back.
I'm going to say no way, and the reason is my impression of the reason that he left wasn't so much that he was tired of it.
It was
but
NIL.
But he saw the NIL was totally taking down the regular system and took away a lot of the reasons why Alabama's been so successful.
I know we got to run, but have you seen the who are those guys that do the little funny SEC shorts?
Yeah, whoever they are. Yeah.
Have you seen the new one?
No.
The preseason one that came out? Just go watch it, and we can talk about it next week.
All right. Well, that's our hour. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and everybody go see F1 and Superman so that you can.
It's the time travel. SEC short.
Yeah, and we'll get it right next week and go through the movies, and we'll see y'all next time.
All right, later.